Hey everyone, Jeff here. I'm the owner of Papa Bear Daycare. I'm here at our main facility at 1819 Hoops Avenue. We are directly behind the Paramount Theater and share a building with a few other businesses here in town. Wanted to give you a quick walkthrough of our facility, the purpose being to give you an idea of what we do, how we do it, and uh, give you a feel for whether or not you might want to come and stay with us either short term or long term. This is a secure facility. We have, of course, this foyer that you come into to gain access to our building, but it is a secure, certified facility so that we can limit access to the kiddos. The first thing you see when you come in is a check-in station, a few pictures of our staff. We've got to finish that, but and then a corridor that gets you access to our administrator, director, as well as gives you some insight as to our facility. We've bifurcated and separated by age group the classrooms. So I'm going to give you an introductory tour of each one of the classrooms. This is our infant classroom in this facility. It is one of two rooms that we use for our infants. It looks like the lights have kicked off here. Let me go down here. You can see that it has separate sink, changing stations, activity centers, reading, sleeping, cribs. We practice safe sleep here at our center. And for those of you that are attending any center right now, you know what safe sleep is. It has access to the next classroom, and we affectionately call this the wobbler area. Of course, infants are from age 6 weeks to 12 months of age, and then wobblers are from 1-year-old to 2-year-old. And this room is the activity center. It's quite the beehive when we have everyone in this room. But we've got creative play stations, we've got reading stations, we've got get the wiggles out and climbing stations, all of those things that incorporate learning for kids this age. You'll notice that we have windows in each classroom, one classroom to the other, for complete and total transparency. This is an example of the schedule that this room follows, and they stick to it pretty good. This is our changing area for this age group, the wobblers, and you'll notice that the changing area has an obstructed view from the entrance, but the teacher can keep eyes on the kids as they're performing those functions. You'll also see that we have a bigger Get the Wiggles station here that the kids can enjoy and play and have fun and fight over who goes down the slide. And then we have our sleeping area. I failed to point out the emergency exit in the infant room, but it's there, and this sleeping area also has an emergency exit for this age group. Now, if you come here during the day, during nap time, you'll also find that this area is also used as a napping area via a gate that we put in to kind of keep things at bay. But from this area, you go into the what I call the older part of the center. This is our food prep and warming area. Can't really call it a kitchen because we don't really cook from scratch in this area, but you'll notice there's an emergency exit as well as access to the outdoor play area here. This room accommodates all the breakfast that we serve, some of the snacks, and of course all of the 1 to 2-year-olds come in here for their meals. Otherwise, in these other rooms, we serve food family style, which if you're familiar with the industry at all, you'll know family style type dining. This room also acts as our shelter in place room and our secured facility. We have adequate food, supplies, games, clothing. We even have a porta potty and a tent in here for those things, and we're confident that we can certainly take care of every little that's in here if something serious should arise. Going down the corridor, you'll notice that there are two bathrooms. These are for the older kids and the adults that are working in the facility. And then this wide hallway. This hallway also has multi-purpose. During the winter months, it's used as a kind of a rec area for, again, getting the wiggles out, but also an area to stage extra clothes, coats, shoes, all of those things. I'm going to take you into our 2 to 3 year old room, and you'll notice that we purposefully again put these windows in every one of the classrooms so that from the hallway it's completely transparent as to what's going on inside the classroom. This is the 2 to 3 year old room. Of course, with 2 and 3 years old, there's a lot of activity. They're starting to explore numbers and letters and reading and art and all of those things. Creative play is a big part of what's done in this room. Small motor skills, large motor skills, circle time, reading, all of that stuff. You'll notice that we also accommodate what the parent is teaching at home via potty training. So we have a changing table for those who are not potty trained, but we also have small potties and a designated hand wash sink and a designated food prep sink, because this room does eat family style. Outside this door, which is also an emergency exit, but it takes us outside to a small play area where we can bring the littles and kiddos out here, and they can get the wiggles out, get some sunshine, get some fresh air, and of course it's fully secured and self-contained. But moving on, we across the hall walk into the 4 and 5 year old classroom. This one's set up similar to where it's set up in stations, a little differently. They focus a lot more on recognizing numbers, letters, all of those things that are age appropriate, but through learning, they learn most of those things. So you've got art stations, you've got a reading station, you've got creative play, you've got blocks, all of those things, table time and circle time. This is an example of the schedule that they follow in this classroom. Now, that's not the end of what we do. We also have and accommodate school-age kids. Now, typically this is before school or after school, and we do provide transportation both to and from school, depending on what your needs are. But this is the academic part of our after-school program. This is where homework is facilitated, where art and creative play, language learning, and of course just social gathering for the kids. The kitchen or the rec area that I showed you earlier also fits the needs of playtime for games and a little more advanced art and some of those other things. This is the check-in, check-out area for the older group of kids so that we don't have kids walking through our wobbler room constantly coming in and out of the building. But you can see it has its own private entrance and exit, and this is the checkout station here. So, we've tried to design this with Idaho Star's help in serving the needs of the kids, making it age appropriate. But one thing I hope you noticed is that in every one of the classrooms there are those stations that hit the fundamentals for every one of the age groups: dramatic play, creative play, sensory, reading, circle time, and then just general playing. We try to make it a safe and loving environment. Our teachers are more than endeared to the kids, and I'm a little ashamed and but mostly proudly to brag about the fact that some of the kids don't even want to go home after they've been here. But nonetheless, this is our facility. Hope you would entertain the idea of coming here. We'd sure like to visit with you. If you have any questions or want a personal tour, just reach out. Thank you.